its core. And Rob, you know just as well as anyone, Hunter Drake tends to do an excellent job at making an impression and getting under someone's skin.
Oh, getting under people's skin, I can absolutely guarantee. I mean, that's why he fits in so well with the Carnies. It is very fitting with the Carnies returning to Atlanta for the first time in a long time, having Hunter Drake along with him. He fits in perfectly to their mold. But as you already alluded to, the fact that we're kicking things off with Sal Rinauro in the first match, the return of AWE in 1,064 days is as poetic as it gets. Somebody who was such a massive part of Atlanta wrestling entertainment in its past, just like the Carnies were. And this is a beautiful contrast of the present of professional wrestling in Hunter Drake, meeting what a lot would consider the past, but I'd still say very much the present himself in Sal Rinauro.
A lot has changed since October of 2021 from Loud Chapter 2, as we see now Sal Rinauro looking to slow down the pace. A lot has changed in the landscape of Southern independent wrestling since the, I don't want to say closure of AWE, but since the metamorphosis of AWE into what we grew to know as Southern States Pro. And, you know, like you said, Rob, it is so fitting that here today we are kicking things off with a Rebirth with someone who so greatly embodies everything AWE was, facing off with the future, quite possibly, of AWE.
You know, and we talked about, or Josh Wheeler mentioned during the introduction, Sal Rinauro, a man you can see on the National Wrestling Alliance. That is some waters that Hunter Drake has been dipping his toes in as of late recently. Look at Sal Rinauro. This is not a guy you can chain wrestle with. I don't recommend this for anybody.
Showing off that expertise, just so expertly lowering Hunter Drake down, and now looking to play a little mind game here with Hunter Drake as well.
Sal Rinauro has been doing this for a very long time, has been easily getting in the head of his opponents. That was the case whenever Southern States Pro was in town for the last couple of years, looking to continue it here in AWE. Continuing that limb manipulation, a lot of focus on the hands and wrists, Carmen.
This is what we've come to expect from Sal Rinauro. Certainly very methodical. While he may be unique, definitely very much so methodical. Looking to pick apart the limbs of Hunter Drake. And the more things change, the more things stay the same. Do want to give a quick shout out to a few AWE alumni who have shared their well wishes to the company, including names like Chris Crunk, Danny Jordan, and Danny Birch, just to name a few. I'm sure are all watching along right now to witness the Rebirth as we see Sal Rinauro again maintaining control of the wrist of Hunter Drake.
Keeps it locked in tight as he drags Hunter all the way down to the mat. And I would like, as you mentioned, a lot of alumni wishing us well. I would like to hope we see a lot more alumni in the coming weeks to join Sal Rinauro and the rest of the alumni that have already been a part of here, the Rebirth of Slick, our first show back in over 1,000 days. Waist control getting exchanged, and look at Sal once again playing the games.
These two seemingly so evenly matched, and just like that, Sal Rinauro just showing Hunter Drake, whether you like to admit it or not, I'm one step ahead.
Well, and Sal Rinauro has been a king of that quote-unquote junior heavyweight division for over 20 years. And Hunter Drake, that is very much a division he has been very dominant in himself in his tenure in professional wrestling as well. No slouch is Hunter Drake. Me and you have both seen him capturing gold all over the Southeast.
Hunter Drake using that momentum to roll through, and now a shoulder block to Sal Rinauro. Sal with one of his own.
Giving it right back to Hunter.
And you mentioned something, Rob, and you said Hunter Drake, no slouch of his own. This is someone multiple-time champion, 3-time tag team champion, 1-time New South heavyweight champion. He's certainly turned a lot of heads in his time in the business in these short 5 years, but he's in the ring right now with someone who's mixed it up with the likes of Nigel McGuinness, AWE alumni Eddie Kingston. I mean, I keep going. The Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Briscoes, the list goes on and on. Sal Rinauro has wrestled them all, so as good as Hunter Drake is, I mean, Sal Rinauro is just sitting on the reserves of all that knowledge, and Hunter Drake, speaking of knowledge, that's a trick pulled directly from the carnies, pulling the apron, catching the legs of Sal Rinauro.
And something Sal did not see coming. That is not something that you expect from someone who is not a significant veteran of this business like Sal Rinauro. That's that work smarter, not harder aspect that I like to talk about a lot here. Hunter just proving once again, sending him headfirst into the corner post. Hunter is showing, as you said, a lot of what he has been learning since he has been in that carny camp for almost a year now.
Hunter Drake, one of the best in-ring performers in all of independent wrestling. And while you may question the company he keeps, it certainly has proven to be rather successful for him as he looks to continue that success here.
Up to a count of 7, Sal Rinauro not showing much in the way of signs of life.
Cutting it awful close.
But here he comes.
Sal Rinauro barely breaking the count.
But you can see he had just enough to get back in the ring, but not enough to capitalize any further. Double stomp, leg is hooked.
And Hunter immediately going to slow down the pace of the match. You see the knee driven directly into the spine. Wisely spinning Sal Rinauro around away from the ropes, keeping Sal that much further away. Anytime you have a chance to put your body between your opponent and the ropes in a submission hold, certainly going to work out in your favor.
Well, Hunter Drake's definitely got a very high ring IQ. He's worked and trained with some of the best that professional wrestling has to offer. And you can see this. It's not enough just to have that chin lock. He's got the knee across the back of the neck. That much more pressure, but Sal Rinauro not going down yet.
We talked about the accomplishments of Hunter Drake. You just mentioned the tutelage. This is someone trained by, well, he may have got to start with the New South Academy in Alabama. Later on, went to train with Tom Pritchard and Kane, the JPWA Academy. And look at this. Beautiful drop kick, hooks the leg. Not enough to put away the veteran.
Hunter going to roll one up.
Places Sal Rinauro on the middle rope, and now putting all of his body weight across the back, driving the throat into the rope. Speaking of which, Hunter Drake been putting on some muscle here lately. Has recently gained 12 pounds ahead of his match coming up with Jay Lethal.
He's putting in the work. That is not something that you can argue. Obviously, we have a lot of negative things that we can say about Hunter Drake and the rest of the Carnies.
Sure,
we're going to continue to do so. Don't get me wrong. But you can't say that Hunter Drake is not putting in the work. He's doing everything he can to advance his career because he's not happy where he is. He believes he should be further along than he is. And maybe he's right. And maybe this is a sign of things to come.
Slingshot guillotine from Hunter Drake. You see Sal Rinauro grabbing his throat, reaching out, trying to grab the bottom rope. And Hunter Drake now with the pin. Very confident pin there from the Heartbreak Carney.
Now that's something Hunter's going to have to be very, very mindful of. Yes, he has the advantage right now, but that doesn't mean you need to take advantage of Sal Rinauro. If Sal finds an opening, he's going to take it.
And it shows the confidence of Hunter Drake. Of course, was one of the favorites to win the ill-begotten Savage 16 that ultimately fell apart. But Hunter Drake with an impressive showing there, looking to keep that momentum rolling here as AWE is reborn.
Right back to that hand, we've seen, as we talked about at the beginning of the match, a lot of attention being paid to the hand, the fingers of Sal Rinauro.
Perhaps a little payback for earlier on in the match.
Sal's trying to fight back, but even that Hunter said he can't even get up, and it's starting to look like that might be true. Sal is struggling to get back to that vertical base.
Hunter now with wrist control brings the veteran back to his feet. Sal Rinauro pumping the brakes. Sal with a stiff forearm to the Heartbreak Carney, and now lures Hunter in. Up and over goes Sal Rinauro, ducks the clothesline. And around he goes. Through the legs. Spinning back fist was flush.
A signature striking offense of Sal Rinauro that we've come to expect. Trying to get some momentum, trying to fire back up on Hunter.
Off the ropes going for a lethal injection, but caught from Hunter Drake. Hunter's definitely been scouting that move here lately. Hunter able to get the shoulder off the mat. And now those Danielson stops. This is the thing we've seen from Sal Rinauro. Of course, I mentioned earlier the likes that he shared the ring with, and he's picked up all kinds of tips and tricks along the way, and you see he's taken some out of the playbook from these people that he's wrestled with.
We have been continually seeing that, especially in the last couple of years, very regularly pulling some of his favorite tricks out. Always catching the opposition off guard, went for the super kick, but got caught, catches one from Hunter.
Hunter sent face first, center of the ring, and now Sal Rinauro looking to put him away. 2. Not enough. Has him hooked, going for the greetings for Ghana, perhaps. Oh, Hunter Drake with a Hurricane Rana reversal. Takes out the leg, and now we've seen that combination from Hunter Drake so often. Hooks the leg.
Got him hit. No.
Hunter wisely just trying to stay on top of his opponent. Power bomb. Not something we see incredibly often, but now transitioning into the Boston Crab. High angle, putting all the pressure on the lower back now of Sal Rinauro, who has just dropped down with a power bomb.
Very wise of Hunter Drake, going right back to that back, staying on target, but Sal might have enough to fight out.
Shifts the momentum and now launches Hunter Drake with his feet. Sal looking to charge in. Eats a boot from Hunter Drake, but catches him mid-air. Makes Hunter think about it and drop face first once again. Sal hooks the legs. I mean, you can see the look on Sal's face right now. He's wondering what it's going to take to put away Hunter Drake.
Hunter Drake's definitely got a hell of a gas tank on him.
Sal looking to put Hunter away. Hunter doing everything he can to fight out, break the grip of Sal Rinauro. Look at just the way Hunter shifted his feet there to reverse the momentum, and now 2. Innovative reversal there from Hunter Drake to attempt the pinfall. And now, speaking of attempt, going for that purple haze.
Looks like Sal had that one scouted. Out of the way just in time.
Right into a super kick from Sal Rinauro, and now telling Hunter Drake that you are going down. 1, 2. You got to give credit where credit's due, Rob. I know we've certainly have had our fair share of run-ins with Hunter Drake in the past, but right now he's holding his own.
I've never one time discredited his ability as an athlete, and he's showing us all right now why you should never do that.
Sal had Hunter Drake in his sights, looking to take off the head of Hunter Drake, and now full steam ahead. Hunter going to the well one too many times with the apron, and Sal Rinauro stopping the hand. Hunter Drake pulling the referee and using it as an opportunity for a low blow onto Sal Rinauro, and now on the back, he's going for the purple haze, Rob.
He's down, and he's got him!
And that's it.
Your winner, Hunter Drake.
All that momentum with the pop of the hips from Hunter Drake, sending Sal Rinauro crashing into the mat.
Now, is this a sign of things to come? How many more times are we going to hear this music tonight? We know that his stablemates Nick Iggy and Carrie Awful have a date with destiny with the hierarchy later this evening.
We also know that Josh Wheeler certainly can't afford to pay the Rolling Stones. So hopefully, folks, you're still with us and the stream has not been taken down yet. As the Heartbreak Carney, Hunter Drake taking a moment to take a look back at what he just accomplished, and whether you like to admit it or not, the Carnies are on the board.
You know, and you talked a lot earlier